I don't know if Overlord is secretly brilliant or extremely underrated. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I will be reviewing the film Overlord. Now, I saw Overlord over Thanksgiving weekend with my girlfriend Sierra in West Virginia. So that was a fun experience. I never saw a movie with my girlfriend before, so we watched it. We sat down at the theater. It was in a mall, and we watched it. And this film is extremely underrated for many reasons. Now, it's kind of hard to get into at the beginning, but eventually you find yourself having a really good time. It's a classic B movie. Even the opening title, just it's really old fashioned. It feels like one of those movies from like the 40s or the maybe even the 80s or the 70s. It's really cool how they do it, and it's in this strange, gritty, disgusting alternate reality in World War II. Now, you know how I feel about SJWs and stuff. This film has a black man as the main character in World War II. Now, I don't have a problem with it because this is a alternate reality. There were no monsters in World War II, so I'm gonna let the black man slide in a World War II movie. Now, if this was Saving Private Ryan, I would be all over it, but this is Overlord, and I think it's really unique how you have a black man in the role because they really want to sell this alternate reality. There were a couple black men in World War II. There were probably a lot, but not seen. I mean, not a lot, but you know what I mean. They showed up in different sections of the war in World War II, but they were not like on the beaches, like hundreds of them, like the white American soldiers. But this film, it starts off pretty rocky. You don't know what you're in for. It's a simple film. The Americans land in, have to take out the Nazis, and they discover the monsters, and then they have to take out the monsters. It's as simple as that. And that's really what I like about this movie. It feels like an iconic B movie. A popcorn thriller where you just eat popcorn. But this movie is extremely gory, and that's what I like about it. The gore in this film is freaking fantastic. You have Nazis getting shot with machine guns. Blood is going everywhere. You have a part where the good soldier, he dies, but he resurrects. It's a really good scene. His neck bends backwards. My girlfriend was cuddling me during this moment. It was intense, even for me. I've seen many films before. I have critiqued many films before, but this was truly disturbing because you had their friend come back from the dead. It's just really creepy. Oh, God. It's really disturbing and a little bit terrifying because, you just lose a friend that dies. Like, his whole mind erases, just complete darkness. But then he comes back into the world, into the light. I found it really, really, I found it terrifying. But this movie has a really, really, extremely well put together cast. You have these guys that, they're tough. Unfortunately, the script is not the best. I found myself getting annoyed by many of these characters. The black guy in the film, he's just your standard black guy in these horror movies or films in general. He doesn't really feel like he belongs in this setting, but nevertheless, he works. You have this guy from New York, New York, and he's just making these jokes. He is extremely annoying, but he was my girlfriend's favorite character, so that's cool. And then you have, I believe, like the captain or the sergeant, whoever he is, and he's this tough, generic tough soldier who wants to get the job done, blah blah blah. But that's really what this movie is. It's a B movie, and I think a lot of audience members will get this film wrong. A lot of people will go into this movie expecting something more. Don't expect something more. Expect just thrills and chills and a lot of violence. And that's what this film is about. I think that's what the director wanted to do. He hit it on the head. It's not perfect. It's nowhere perfect. It's a lot of fun though. You go through this movie and they go into, like, I believe it's France, and you meet this woman and her brother. She's a very tough woman, and she's raped by this Nazi. The Nazi ends up becoming the main villain of the film. He is a really, really gruesome character. He rapes this woman. He doesn't care about life. He has no respect for the common man or woman. We're in 2018, guys. Let's be real here. But yeah, he's just truly evil. And eventually the American soldiers find him and they beat him and they torture him for answers. But eventually he gets away and he shoots one of our soldiers, and that's when they put the needle into the soldier, and then the soldier is resurrected. I think the bunkers in this movie are gory and gritty. It's terrifying. Where our main character goes down and rescues a soldier, and they have to escape, and these monsters down there, these like zombie humanoid creatures, they are chilling to the bone. I mean, you don't want to mess with these guys on a daily basis. And eventually, the child, her brother is, the woman's brother is taken by the Nazis, and our soldiers have to go get him back. Now, this is kind of where the film gets a little bit crazy. The German injects himself, and he becomes half monster, half human. And there's a big fight and stuff. I have a problem where the tough guy, the sergeant, I'm pretty sure he's a sergeant, he injects himself and he doesn't really turn into a monster right away. It takes a while. I don't really know what this... Okay, so the German wants to inject the guy with the serum, but it's not really explained why, because the guy will turn into a monster. The guy will just kill the German. The American soldier will kill the German once he's injected, because he will become a monster. So I don't really get that. And like I said, the script it's sometimes all over the place, but this movie is a fun popcorn B movie. It's truly underrated because it's simple. They kill the monsters, they win. Some people die, some people don't die. It's just simple, 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 and it's fun, fun, fun. Unfortunately, like I said, the script, it takes a while for the audience to feel invested in the film, but once the film gets going, it's a thrill ride, and I thoroughly enjoyed it with my girlfriend. I really, really liked the gore, what they did with it. It looked fantastic on screen, and Overlord is probably one of the most underrated. Did I say overrated earlier? I can't remember. But this film is one of the most underrated films I have ever seen, and a lot of people will look past it. I remember watching trailers about it a couple months ago, and now people don't even remember that it's even out. My mom was like, "What is Overlord?" And I told her what Overlord is. A lot of people, they're not really going to see it. I don't know of any of my family that went to go see it. And it's sad because the film, it didn't get bad reviews. It got actually pretty good reviews. I don't think it really hit very well with audiences because of the B-movie style. So that is my review of Overlord. I think this is a fun movie. It's not the greatest film. It's just good, and that's what I like about it. It's a popcorn thriller. Say it with me, B-movie. So I hope you enjoyed my review, my critique of Overlord. I have a really special video coming out later. It's about the channel, a big channel change, so I want to talk about that. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want to do, and goodbye. Bye, everyone.